On the land of the living. Thank God, I'm still here.
Let us never forget that it is our older citizens who toiled and invested in this country to bring it to its present point of development and the recognition of basic human rights and freedoms that we today take for granted. We owe our older persons a major debt of gratitude and a biblical obligation to care for them so that our days may be long.
Nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis are living longer and longer. This is reflected in the fact that this year, 2016, in the month of October, there were 16 centenarians, that is, 16 100-year-olds. This was the first time that such a large number of centenarians had been recorded in the Federation. So what can be credited for their longevity? Is it the programs offered by the government? Is it the loving care of family members or even the quality of senior care facilities? Is it because of improvements in the medical technology? Let us explore Journey, Aging in St. Kitts and Nevis. The United Nations had designated 60 and older as old age. Here in the Federation, the Statistics Department in the Ministry of Sustainable Development recorded that at the last census in 2011, St. Kitts had a population of 34,918, while Nevis had 12,277 residents, giving a total of 47,195 people living in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Pertaining to persons aged 60 and over, St. Kitts had 3,482, and Nevis had 1,525, giving percentages of 9.97 and 12.4 respectively, giving an average of 11.19% for both islands. The United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, stated that people aged 60 and older accounted for 12.3% of our global population in 2015. As such, this places that percentage of the local population just below the United Nations figure. Our program refers to this group in St. Kitts and Nevis. Annually, October is commemorated internationally and locally as the month of older persons, and so those 60 and over are acknowledged. The local percentage of 11.19 is expected to grow.
As St. Kitts and Nevis celebrates the month of older persons, we are ever mindful of the fact that our people are living longer. What is also happening is that more of our menfolk are now attaining the age of 100. In recognition of our improved longevity, the Department of Social Services and Community Development successfully staged an inaugural celebration of Centenarians Day on May 31, 2016, under the auspices of our Governor General, Sir Tapley Seaton. Our Team Unity government has given a commitment that Centenarians Day will be observed annually.
At the time of the recognition ceremony, there were 8 centenarians in St. Kitts and 6 in Nevis.
It's indeed an honor and a pleasure for me, on behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, to say that we thought, on the advice of the department, that we should do something special to celebrate our centenarians, because we have been having a number of centenarians. I've been privileged to have visited a number of them as they attain their 100-year birthday, and it gives me particular pleasure to see how active and willing they are to still continue, whether they are in their garden, as I understand Mr. Bailey was up to this morning in his garden, you know, Mr. Depoissoir, when I went down to Challengers, that sort of thing, where he was making his morbi and so on, you know, and the famous things that they were doing, contributing to the lifestyles of St. Kitts and Nevis. So again, congratulations.
You have hit a critical milestone, and few of us are likely to get there. I therefore want to commend you on that remarkable achievement to the grace of God. And I ask that we give all of our centenarians a round of applause, wishing them health, strength, and continuing longevity of life.
I would also like to make special mention of the persons in Nevis who are also centenarians. It means that the persons in Nevis are living longer. We are doing something good in Nevis.
Mr. Speaker, I also want to congratulate those 8 centenarians who celebrated, and the Governor General did a wonderful job in celebrating them a few weeks ago. We have 8, at least that we know of, centenarians in the Federation. The last who came on board last month hails from Sadler's, Mr. Bailey, who became 100 just this year. And indeed, there are 8 males and 8 females. In fact, one have recently died. I understand the oldest one, who was about 107 years old or thereabout, she died just last week. Sweeney, just last week. But I also know, I did send a note to one of our hardworking persons in that ministry, Miss Wigley, to indicate that I know of a 99-year-old person who will this September be 100, right in my own home village of Cleon. And so I trust that she lives to see that age, and that we can celebrate with her when she gets to that 100 mark.
What's to be credited for the longevity of the Nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis? Is it the programs offered by the Department of Community Development and Social Services?
It tells us that we have done much as a country in terms of providing senior care to our older citizens. Our research is also showing us that we have a growing number of older persons, apart from the fact that we also have an increased number of persons living to see age 100.
In our society now, we're having so many persons who are living much longer, and the persons are wondering what they did, what they eat, what they're doing to be surviving. And I dare say we will have to really have a reservoir of this information that we can give to our younger folks, that they must eat right, they must work hard, and they must sleep well, and keep away from stress. Working hard does not hurt. Being lazy make you sick. And that is the encouragement that the seniors would tell you. And also, they use a lot of fish, keep away from meat, and things like that.
It is very important that our seniors continue to stay fit so that they can be independent. And so activities such as this would assist them in that way. I would like to say a big hail out to the Nevis crew. When I came to the gate, I recognized the yellow t-shirts, and I said, my people are out in their numbers. Thank you for coming over. I would also like to say a good shout out as well to the persons over here on St. Kitts for accommodating our seniors from Nevis.
In addition to older persons maintaining healthy lifestyles that include eating balanced, nutritious meals and exercising regularly, the care that they receive when they are no longer able to do everything for themselves helps to increase their lifespan. The Department of Community Development and Social Services Home Care Officers Program continues today.
Our home care officers who are out there in the field, day after day, week, months, years, working tirelessly. It is a thankless job. They don't get enough credit for what they are doing. It is not an easy job. They're out there walking in the hot sun, going from homes to homes, doing this. They have to go, they have to do baths, they have to do other things. Whatsoever they find when they go, they have to help these people. And I'm really, really thanking them for the work they've been doing from 2000 when we started. We have workers, and they are genuine workers. They love what they're doing. They go out there and they look after. They even go shopping. They go pay their bills. They pick up medication. When their own family won't do it, they bathe them, they comb their hair. They do everything that's possible. And I'm saying we have to give them credit because it is not easy. It's not easy out there looking after those seniors. Sometimes they give them back chat, as we call it, words. We have to bear with it because it's part of our job. But it is not easy. So thanks to all the home care officers who out there throughout the entire island. Let us give them encouragement and thank them for their years of service that they've been out there doing.
Most of my work was done on her yesterday. I did her massage after I finished bathing her. Did her full broom in her hair and everything. Then I massaged the area. And so we won't be doing the massage today. In the hospital, I was just laying down for almost 2 weeks, and then it got back.
And you weren't getting as much movement.
No.
Right.
No, even the feet, I wasn't getting exercises, and I had to
And she needed because it was
learn again, and
she wasn't doing anything. So
when
she went right back.
When I came down out of the bed there 2 weeks ago, I cried like a baby because I know what it is to be disabled. To be disabled. And I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there.
This is one client, I should say, I was so happy working with because of her willingness. She wasn't able to move out of bed in the third as she liked and all such. And I was so willing to work with her because she was so willing. And we saw success in a quick time. She had the nurses at the clinic scared because one day they came and instead of coming straight to the bedroom, they met her at the door. And they wanted to know, what in the world going on? And she said, it's not me, it's Miss Benjamin. So they seeked me out to find what in the world did I do to her. And I could happily say that she lost over 40 pounds. She changed her diet, I helped her change her diet.
Mrs. Wigley explained that the home care officers receive regular gerontology training locally, as well as from Canada and the United States. She said that the new crop of home care officers are being trained by the nurses and doctors that work in the Ministry of Health's Community Health Services, since the home care officers' work is specific to all the residents living in communities throughout the two islands.
I studied food as medicine in the University of Norwich University, Australia, so I was able to put all that in play. What to eat and what time not to eat, and it paid off big time. And I did the exercise too because I did exercise as prescription medicine in Leeds University in England, and I have them do the simple little basic stuff, and I saw it's big success. Even though it was like that, the doctor who she has a private doctor at times, she wanted to know who was working with her and how she was able to lose that amount of weight, and she was not able to do that. And when she met me, she just thanked me so much. I felt good because once they are willing to work along with the program, and I studied dementia too at that said university in England because I find a lot of the clients coming down slowly with dementia, and I'm presently studying strategy in aging in Dublin College in England, and I've been doing
online?
Yes, online courses. I'm on the 7th one now, and so I am I've been studying diabetes and the mind and the whole brain, so I'm doing all that. It's not a government program, it's mine because I am working with all these people and I'm seeing what is happening out there. Yes, it takes my money, but it's well worth it.
Is it the quality care provided in senior care facilities for older persons, or is it that provided personally by loving family members that is increasing longevity?
We also salute the staff of the Cardin Home in St. Kitts and Flamboyant Home in Nevis, along with the staff of the various private sector senior care facilities.
It would be remiss of me not to mention to the Powell family the most important people in Mama's life. It is the people who work here at the Flamboyant Nursing Home. It is the team that supports Mama day in, day out, in the early morning, in the evening, throughout the night. Without their help, we as grandchildren, and even my mother, her daughter, we could not live the life that we live. We give thanks to them every day.
That brings us to the end of the first part of Journey, Aging in St. Kitts and Nevis. Join us again next week for the second part of a documentary that chronicles growing older in St. Kitts and Nevis.